everyone, what's up? It's Kate, and today we're going to be talking about strengths and weaknesses. Now, this is a question that gets asked in so many different interviews and is often not prepared for as much as it could be, but it has the potential to really help or really hurt you. Now, when looking at this question, a great rule of thumb is to understand that you can pretty much say anything as long as you follow it up with a good enough story. And that's especially true when it comes to strengths, because with strengths you can go with more basic answers, potentially taking from the job description itself, such as being a leader, and follow it up with a great story about how you're a mentor to your little brothers and all that that means to you and has taught you about working under difficult conditions and things like that. Or you can go with more unique answers, such as spontaneity, and talking about how because you are always willing to take on new adventures, you've become really flexible in the workplace and willing to learn anything you need to in order to get the job done. And so clearly with strengths you can go in a lot of different directions. When it comes to weaknesses, however, what a lot of people don't do is actually acknowledge that they have a weakness. They try and use weaknesses that aren't actually weaknesses, or they explain away any hint of them ever having failed. And while you obviously want to avoid talking about major mistakes and red flags that would probably eliminate you from the role, you do want to acknowledge that you have things that you're working to overcome and you know how to do that. And the key is to really talk about a genuine weakness and a genuine effort to overcome. An example could be how you are an overthinker, and with that, it's really hard for you to separate what's a good idea from a bad idea. And so you might talk about how you're very intentional to collaborate with others so that their ideas can bond with yours, and it pushes you forward and doesn't allow you to overthink and have that be detrimental to your efforts. But for that example, that is a great place to note that you also want to match your weakness to the role. So if the role that you're interviewing for is pretty individualized, saying that you're an overthinker and you rely on collaboration might not be the best weakness that you want to demonstrate for that role, because you won't have the support system you need in order to overcome that weakness in that workplace. And so some overall tips when talking about your strengths and your weaknesses are that you can use them as an opportunity to showcase some qualities that you haven't yet been able to talk about in other interview questions. You can also use that as a chance to explain any red flags or concerns that they may have, and talk about weaknesses and specific stories that they may have heard of through the hiring process and through wanting to get to know you as a candidate that they might have some questions on. So be proactive and acknowledge that your faults and how you're learning from them and overcoming them, and how those don't disqualify you from the impact and the benefits that you could bring as a candidate within their company, organization, or whatever it is that you're interviewing for. So I hope that was helpful, and leave any questions, comments, anything below, and like and subscribe. Thanks everyone for watching, and good luck in your interview.